Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrums Monster Garage, and we're headed down to Strongsville, Ohio. And not for the Northern Ohio Chevelle Show. We're headed down to Strongsville, Ohio for a Buick regional event. As many of you know, you've seen the famous Rick Meldrum on Meldrums Monster Garage helping me rebuild carburetors lately. Now we're going to go see what Rick has. He has two beautiful 1948 Buicks, a 2-door and a 4-door, and he's showing them off down at the Strongsville Best Western. I'm sorry if I said Holiday Inn. And they have a big regional event down there that I'm looking forward to see how another organization does a car show at the Best Western. So, here we go. Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, and we're here at the Buick meet. And we have two Meldrums on staff here to talk us through the show. We got Rick Meldrum, my brother. We got Charlie Meldrum, my nephew. And they're in front of, what are we in front of, Rick?
The Mordor.
The Mordor.
It was over at Mike's garage.
Oh, yeah. Or what do we call it, Charlie? The crew cab.
Yeah. It's a 48 Buick 4-door Roadmaster. And it's Aztec green and Allendale green.
Gotcha. And what engine does this have in it?
The 320 cubic inch straight 8.
We'll scroll over to the motor here.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that beauty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you just look at that?
Would you just look at it? Say it, Charlie.
Just look at it.
Take us back here to the interior, too.
Yeah.
Look at this. Tell us about the interior, Charlie.
Well, it's just a stock interior, but the back seat's more comfortable than the front seat. You got more room in the back, and then Dad did his little wood grain touch on the dash.
Wow, yeah.
And, I think you could fit a top hat and a monocle when you're riding in the back.
Very
Great
nice.
cars right over there.
And the gray car's right over there. So let's stop and go over by the gray car. All right, here we are at the, what do we call it? The Sedanette. Sedanette. 40. There we go. And look at this. It's got
a super rare Edmunds dual carb manifold.
Wow.
And a bus exhaust manifold for better flow
At the bottom.
This is the hot rod Buick.
Wow.
That's still Dynaflow transmission.
Yeah. It went from 8 miles to the gallon with the original 2-barrel to 15 miles to the gallon. If you stay out of it. It's got a nice throaty sound when you stomp on it.
Yeah, this setup makes the engine run a lot better.
Nice.
More efficient.
Very
It has,
nice.
Cooling going through it.
Look at that. American.
And this has the fluff interior, just like the other.
Fluff interior.
And a wood grain dash Dad saw in the shop manual, so he thought he would implement it. So
Very nice.
Yeah, they didn't make them, but I liked them, so I made them.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
These cars, look, the back end of these cars are just so sexy. Look at this butt.
Yeah, they call it a torpedo back.
A torpedo back. Wow.
I think Pontiac used that term.
Oh, okay.
And Oldsmobile called it a dynamic.
Wow. And
They
then
all use the body except Chevy.
the hoods actually go both ways.
Both ways, yeah.
And we'll walk around here and maybe, I mean, this Buick right next to us has the hood up the same way, but then you go down here and you see the hood tilted that way.
Yeah.
So
That's
I don't know why they did that, but that's what they did.
Well, ignition on one side, fuel on the other, and if you got to work on the whole engine, you just take the hood off and lean it up against the wall.
Very cool.
There you
Very
go.
cool. Well, it is certainly a beautiful day here at the Best Western in Strongsville, Ohio. And we're going to get around this whole show in Meldrum's Monster Garage ×3 today.
There you go.
Whoa! Lift it up a little bit.
All right, one thing that Charlie wanted to mention, that we still carry Dad around in the trunk. Well, not literally, but figuratively.
Yes.
And he's in the trunk. Let's show you. There he is.
Grandpa's suitcase.
There he is.
Grandma was cleaning out the house, and goes, "Do you want this thing?" I was like, "Yeah," but she wouldn't let me take the pictures of him in a fur coat next to hot ladies in the 36 Buick that he had.
Oh, yeah.
So there it is, Charles E. Meldrum suitcase. There's probably some of his DNA on there. He
Yep.
goes to all the Buick shows.
Yeah.
I mean, that man traveled the world, World War II, and worked for General Motors for 35 years, and we're proud to still talk about him.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget the grandpa laugh.
All right, we got a story to tell about my dad and a cost savings that he implemented, and I'm gonna let my brother Rick tell this story. So we're looking at a 1955
Yes.
Super Riviera, and Charlie, point out the boobs there. That's what I'll call them today. There they are. And then let's go over to this one, and Rick's going to tell a story. So
They were having a problem making this on a draw die. And then you added this part later and welded it and grinded and do all the plating and that. So Grandpa came up with the idea of stamping 2 halves of this and welding that together, and it saved him a lot of time and money because draw dies are real expensive. They go through 8 processes, 8 die machines. Anyways, they gave him a $2,500 bonus for coming up with a good idea that saved the company money.
$2,500 back in 1956.
Yeah.
That's some serious cash back then. And I'm sure he saved the company a lot of money. I mean, look how big that part is.
So when he retired, they gave him one of these as a trophy. And
Oh
it
my
was
God.
mounted on a plaque, and it was pretty cool.
That is cool. I wonder whatever happened to that.
He sold it at a swap meet down in Dayton, Ohio.
For $2,500.
I don't know what he got for it,
Oh,
but they're hard to find now.
yeah, that is
They're
cool.
very rare.
All
Not
right.
really. Somebody in Dayton's got one.
Yeah.
All right, we're looking at this other beautiful Buick right here, and we're going to do a close-up of the wheels. And if you'll notice, we got triple stripes there. And Mr. Meldrum, my brother, actually put those triple stripes on there.
It's one of my jobs.
Yeah. So,
The Seabolt people bring them over 4 or 5 at a time, and they have to have a silver triple stripe on Dante red wheels.
wow.
That was a big deal back when this car was made.
So he has a spindle set up so he can.
Do that
Yeah.
again.
You gotta have your pinky up,
Yeah.
and then you gotta hit. There's a certain rub ratio where it like creaks when you're pinstriping.
These
You
guys,
get that feeling, and you get a little bit of chalk on your palm of your hand, so it's smooth.
both these guys are expert pinstripers, and they do fabulous jobs. Just look at it.
Did you just look at that?
We got another special car here that we're taping, 1940 limited 4-door. That was, I don't know if it was owned or she was just driven in it, but Shirley Temple drove in this Buick as her limousine. And we got Shirley's initials right on the back here. There it is. Look at these guys admiring this. My nephew's telling the story.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Shirley Temple's butt right there with that curly hair? Woo! I want to welcome you to Lollipop Land. That's all I got to say. See ya!